Last night, my wife, 1-year-old daughter, and I were staying at the Element in Orlando on iDrive, and at around 11 p.m., we hear someone open our door and try to come in. For the layout to understand a little better, at the end of the hallway leading to our room, there is another door that is before a set of 5 rooms. We are staying in one of those rooms. You need a key to get into that door as well. I hear that door open, and immediately that's when someone tried to come into our room. Fortunately, I had the secondary lock on that would stop the door unless you unlocked it from the inside. I have my gun and look through the peephole and ask, "Can I help you?" He responds with maintenance. I then say, "No, thank you," and he rushes away quickly and leaves, testing no other doors. I know this because a minute later I opened my door and the secondary door, and he was completely gone. He was wearing the company uniform, except he had on black gloves and had nothing in his hand or nearby to perform this maintenance. At this point, my wife is freaked out and calls the front desk, who seem very caught off guard and say that they test all the doors to make sure the key battery is not low, which I could understand, but what I can't understand is them testing it at 11 at night and only testing my door and no one else's. That seems like something you do before someone checks in or after they check out. We then call the cops, and the manager is at the door with the one cop who came out, and she states that they have to test the doors before maintenance leaves at 10. So now I'm wondering why this guy didn't clock out an hour ago. At this point, the cop steps in the room and shuts the door to talk to us privately and sends the manager back down and says he will speak to her if he needs her. When he's in the room, he asks what happened, and I let him know the situation, and he agrees with us that it is very strange and something doesn't sound right about this. But at this time, there is nothing he can really do except give us his advice. His advice was to make sure to not let this go and to call corporate. He did also say that the front desk woman was giving him different times every time he would ask her about when the maintenance men clocked out and did this lock check. He did ask us how much longer we had at our stay. We are leaving here in the morning, which he said was good. Is there a possibility there is something going on here in the hotel that the night shift is all in on? Is this just an over-exaggeration and I'm just being a Karen? Also, as a side note, in the morning my wife did go down and have breakfast with herself and my daughter, and I wasn't there with them until they were about finished up. Could someone have thought she was staying here alone? When you go into the room, if you don't look into the closet where I have my one backpack, all you would see is just my wife and daughter's stuff all out in the room if you came in to make the bed, which they did. I'd love to know what anyone else thinks about this and what I should do, if anything.